Lori Davies. I represent the 74th District, South Orange County and North San Diego. And when I served on City Council Laguna Niguel, it started in 2012, this is really where we started finding out, hearing stories and seeing what was happening. And I think the most frustrating thing is nothing being done at the state level. And so when I had the opportunity to go up to Sacramento 2020 and serve, that's where we really started pushing it. And I will tell you and be honest, it is so frustrating to be up there. And I think one of the biggest problems is when it comes to these issues is nobody knows about them. This really is more of a Southern California issue. So when I talk to my colleagues from Northern California and Central California, they have no idea what I'm talking about. And we try to make it very understandable that this is about safety of the patient. But we also know that these are in neighborhoods, and we have to make sure that they are protected as well. And sober living homes and insurance companies have been taken advantage of, and the bad actors aren't going away until we put hard legislation up there to make them accountable. 424, and there are a few other bills I'll be having, but this is the one. And the good news is this bill made it through committee unanimously. And it was an approach. We just found out that it will be being heard on Wednesday. DHCS did send a letter to them letting them know it was zero cost. So that should go through pretty smooth. We'll have it on the floor, and then it would go over to the Senate. And we'll keep you updated on that. But again, letters, calls, everything really helps. AB 424 required the Department of Health Care Services to send a notice within 10 days of a complaint being submitted, showing it was received, followed by another notice to the complainant when the investigation has concluded. Why is this bill necessary? The state auditor found investigations by DHCS were taking between 84 and 382 days to complete, with one investigation taking more than 800 days. And we're talking about suicides, deaths, rapes, and this is how long it's going to take them. We do not have proper oversight on all the facilities and treatment programs that are popping up across the United States. And again, we know that Southern California is the rehab, resort rehab. This is where you come. This is, they say, look at the beautiful ocean, look at the swimming pools, come here. This became evident after the release of the state audit on substance abuse treatment. This raised so many red flags. I think we were all blown away. We knew that it wasn't going to be pretty, but what we found was just unbelievable. And additionally, it means you may have to wait hundreds of days in order to find your complaint was even received, and it's tough to reach them. Bad experiences and treatments need to be investigated and quickly corrected. The public should not be kept in the dark as to whether or not their corrective actions have been taken, or if a complaint was even received. I appreciate the bipartisan effort working together with the betterment of California patients. Thank you again for having me speak here today. Truly, we can make a difference, but we cannot stop here. And I'm going to do everything I can to get my colleagues to have a better understanding. We'll be bringing together, and I will be working with the League of Cities up there to have a movie shown. It's a new one that just came out. And make sure we have everybody on the insurance committee, everybody on the health committee and public safety committee to come and watch this, because the more we can educate, the more we can get done. Thank you. And I want to thank you so much for being here.
Hello everyone, and thank you for gathering today to confront leadership brokering. This is a really full circle moment for me, because I remember when it felt like lawmakers, reporters, filmmakers didn't really care about this issue coming from a patient standpoint. After doing 2 documentaries, testifying in Congress twice, being here today, I feel a lot more confident that we're making a lot more progress, and I really obviously support all of these bills. I'm very happy to hear all the progress that's being made. And I just want to emphasize that this industry tries to steal futures. It's especially iniquitous. They force people into relapses and harmful situations, operating off of an assumption that we will never be anything. We're worthless human beings. We'll accomplish nothing. I know because this happened to me. It's called body brokering because control over our bodies, agency, and freedom become a margin for profit. Once you're caught up in a patient brokering scheme, you are likely to endure violence, sexual harassment, emotional manipulation, cult-like environments, grotesque living conditions, and most importantly, forced relapse. All of this sabotage just to bill our insurance for as long as possible. During my time in recovery, I witnessed immeasurable exploitation and harm being done to people from all over the United States. Their lives were not easy when they came to treatment. I know mine wasn't. And their bodies, time, and health are now being controlled for profit. Death became normal. I want to emphasize that. We were losing people every single week to relapse, suicide, homelessness, people we had lived with, laughed with. This is a very small community, even though there's a lot of people out here. You get to know everyone because there's not a lot of people that escape. These people are trapped for years and years and years. I've heard so many stories that will never have an ending. I've watched people's hopes and dreams just disappear. We were being kept sick. A disease that's treatable. And yet we were left to suffer for nothing but profit. All while owners got more and more wealthy, continually purchasing new cars, designer items, properties, houses, and more. But I want to be especially clear about what else is at stake. It's more than just money, right? When I was able to escape body brokering, I started college at Santa Monica College. Shout out to Santa Monica. Since then, I became founder and president of the first Native student organization, at Santa Monica College, the #1 transfer school in California. There, I'm building pathways for other Native students and leading one of the most impactful clubs on campus. The city of Santa Monica recently chose me and 10 others to serve on the historic Land Back and Reparations Task Force, directly confronting colonialism. Last fall, I uncovered a previously overlooked abolitionist, someone whose story has been missing from history. This discovery makes a vital contribution to American historiography, and I plan to publish this research in the coming years. But these are so much more than just my personal accomplishments. These are my contributions to the world and my communities. I say this because people suffering from addiction are so much more than just addicts. We do recover. We were once children and teenagers with hopes, dreams, and fears, many of which never had a chance to be realized. I know I didn't before I started college. These are future teachers, writers, scientists, and organizers. If we can put an end to patient brokering, we will have a better world. And we cannot afford to wait. Not one more person should die for someone else's profit. The time is act now. Thank you very much.